The world doesn't wait for anyone. Every second, someone else is rising, chasing their dreams while others stay frozen, trapped in their own fears. But here's the truth. There's a battle raging inside you, a war between the person you are now and the person you're destined to become. Which side will win? Only you can decide.
Every story starts in the shadows. No one notices you. No one expects anything from you. The world seems indifferent to your existence. You wake up, go through the motions, and wonder if this is all life has to offer. But deep inside, there's a voice, small at first, almost a whisper. It tells you there's more, that you were meant for something greater. And yet you hesitate. Why? Because stepping out of the ordinary is terrifying. It's easier to stay where it's safe, where the risks are minimal. But here's the truth you need to hear. Safety is a cage. Comfort is a trap. The life you dream of, it's on the other side of fear. To reach it, you must take the first step, even if you're scared. Especially if you're scared. Greatness doesn't choose you. You choose it. And that choice comes with a price. Are you ready to pay it? Every hero has their training arc. The moment they decide to leave behind their old life and take the first step on a path that will change them forever. This is the grind. The long, lonely hours when no one is watching. It's waking up before the sun rises. It's staying up late when the rest of the world sleeps. It's showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Most people quit here. They want results without effort. They want rewards without sacrifice. But not you. You understand that progress is slow, that growth is painful, that the journey will test you in ways you never imagined. And yet, you keep going. Why? Because deep down, you know that every small step forward is a victory. Every drop of sweat, every ounce of effort is an investment in the person you're becoming. Discipline is your greatest weapon. Motivation will fade. It always does. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward when the excitement wears off. It's what gets you out of bed when your body begs you to stay. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. But the journey isn't just about pushing your body. It's about conquering your mind. Your greatest enemy isn't out there, it's within you. It's the voice that whispers, you're not good enough. The fear that tells you you'll never make it. The doubt that says, why even try? These are your demons, and they're relentless. They'll find every crack in your resolve, every weakness in your armor. They'll tell you it's easier to give up, to go back to the way things were. But here's the truth. Every time you face them, every time you refuse to back down, you grow stronger. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. Failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Every stumble, every setback is a lesson. It's feedback, not defeat. The only true failure is giving up. Remember this. Diamonds are forged under pressure. They don't crumble, they transform. And so will you. Then one day something shifts. You look back and realize how far you've come. The challenges that once seemed impossible are now routine. The fears that once paralyzed you have lost their power. You've become stronger, faster, smarter. You've built something unbreakable. Belief in yourself. But this isn't the end of your journey. Far from it. The path ahead is still full of obstacles, still lined with challenges. But now you face them with confidence. Because you've proven to yourself, time and time again, that no matter how hard it gets, you'll keep going. That's what makes you unstoppable. This is your awakening. The moment you realize that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. The world will try to hold you back. People will doubt you, criticize you, tell you to stay in your lane. But their limits are not your limits. Their doubts are not your reality. The world is full of people who settle for less, who accept mediocrity because it's easy, but not you. You were born to rise above, to defy the odds, to prove that greatness isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's earned by those who refuse to quit. So what are you waiting for? The life you want isn't going to wait for you. Every second you hesitate, someone else is out there taking what could be yours. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to start. Not tomorrow, not someday, now.
This is your moment, your training arc, your hero's journey. And when the world finally sees what you've become, they won't believe it. They'll call it talent. They'll call it luck. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't an accident. It was you. Your discipline, your sacrifice, your refusal to settle for anything less than greatness. So don't wait. Don't hold back. Take the first step. And when the world tries to stop you, remember this. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out, to rise above, to become a legend. Your story begins today. Make it one they'll never forget.
It's not over. I'm not done. I will be the Wizard King.
The Wizard King? You're joking. The thing is, these chains can measure the magic power of anyone they come in contact with, and you have none, not a single drop. You were probably born that way. I guess this explains why you didn't get a grimoire. You possess not the slightest bit of magic in a world where magic is everything?
No matter how hard I push myself, I'll never be able to use magic.
Just give up.
This world is no use for someone like you, a poor magicless fool. You might as well give it all up right now. You are born a loser, you worthless run.
Not yet. I'm not done! It's not over. I won't give up! I'm still not giving up. Just give me a second. That's all. Then I'll destroy this guy. Give up? There was a time in my life when I might have given up, but that's all behind me now.
Why, human? Why do you not despair?
I already told you. I don't have time for despair. There's someone I can't lose to, no matter what. We made a promise. One that I won't break! My magic is never giving up!
He's a devil!
That even if you're poor, a commoner and an orphan, you can still become the Wizard King.
Even without traditional magic power, I will be the Wizard King!
This boy, he's not like us. Born with no magic at all into a world where magic is everything. And yet, maybe the fates chose him to go without, because of who he is and what he's capable of.
Because you made a mistake that you can't fix? That doesn't mean you're allowed to run away and cry! Think about it! Shouldn't you be trying to defeat that creepy devil guy too? You had the guts to make everything else happen, right? You did that! Maybe you weren't chosen, maybe no one wanted you, and maybe you can't be forgiven! But you still have to stand your ground without making excuses for yourself! Get it? You were tricked. You couldn't protect the ones you loved. And everything you once believed in was lost. You're dealing with so many crazy feelings you can't stand it anymore. But that's why I have to tell you this! Don't you dare give up again! All you've ever done is give up! Instead of facing your problems, you locked yourself away and hid in the darkness because you thought it was the easiest thing to do! What is this place?
I wasn't chosen. No one wanted me. I've screwed some stuff up, but I made up my mind! I'm gonna be the Wizard King! That's why! As long as you're alive, I won't give up on you!
There's a moment right before you succeed when everything in you screams to stop. Your muscles ache. Your mind whispers, it's too much. Your heart questions, why am I even doing this? And that's exactly why most people give up, because they can't see the finish line. They only feel the pain of the present, the weight of exhaustion, the burden of doubt. But you are not most people, because if you were, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't still be watching, listening, searching for that last spark of fire to push you forward. And let me tell you something, you don't need motivation. Motivation fades. It comes and goes. What you need is something stronger, something unbreakable. What you need is perseverance. The hard truth about success. Most people think success is about talent, about luck, about being gifted. It's not. Success doesn't belong to the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. It belongs to those who endure, the ones who get knocked down and stand back up, the ones who fail but refuse to quit, the ones who take one more step when everything inside them says, stop. Think about it. How many people do you know who had a dream but gave up? How many people settled for less because they didn't have the strength to keep going? Most people let the struggle break them. They let fear win. They let pain convince them it's not worth it. But here's the secret. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is proof that you're growing. It's the fire that forges champions, the weight that builds strength, the resistance that turns ordinary into extraordinary. So the question isn't, can you handle the pain? The real question is, are you willing to endure it long enough to reach your breakthrough? The breaking point, and why you must push through. Right before every breakthrough, there's a breaking point, a moment where you're standing on the edge, and everything inside you says, this is it, I can't take anymore. That's where most people stop. But what they don't realize is, they were inches away from success. They gave up at the very moment they were about to make it. That moment, the one where you feel the weakest, where the voice in your head screams for you to quit, that is the moment that defines your future. If you push past that moment, you will unlock a level of strength you didn't even know you had. Because perseverance isn't about never falling, it's about always getting back up. If you're still watching this, still listening, still feeling that fire inside you, then I want you to do something right now. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the one thing you refuse to give up on? Let the world know you're in this fight. Let yourself know that quitting is not an option. The simple formula for success. If you want to succeed at anything in life, whether it's your career, your dreams, your health, or your personal growth, there's only one thing you need to do. Keep moving forward, even if it's slow, even if it's painful, even if you don't see results right away. Because every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Most people wait for the perfect moment, for motivation to strike, for things to get easier. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep doubting, keep making excuses, or you can take one more step, and then another, and another, until one day you look back and realize, you made it. The champion's mindset. What separates the great from the average. Every champion, every legend, every person who changed the world, at some point, they felt exactly like you do right now. They were tired, they doubted themselves. They faced failure after failure, but they kept going. They knew that greatness isn't built in comfort. It's built in the struggle, in the sleepless nights, in the early mornings, in the relentless grind when no one is watching. So ask yourself, do you want to be like most people? Or do you want to be the one who never quits? Because the moment you decide, truly decide, that quitting is not an option, that's the moment your life changes forever. So if you're ready to make that decision, if you refuse to let pain, fear, or doubt control your future, type "I will never quit" in the comments. Let this be the moment you draw the line between who you were and who you are becoming. Final words. You have everything you need to win. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need luck. All you need is the courage to keep going. So make a promise to yourself right now. No more excuses, no more delays, no more waiting, because your future is waiting. And the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is your decision to keep moving forward. If this message hit you, if you're ready to take action, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more unstoppable motivation. Because this isn't just a video, this is your wake-up call. And now, it's time to answer it. Sometimes life feels like a crowded room, faces everywhere, voices all around. Yet deep inside, you feel it, that emptiness, that realization. You're walking this path alone, not because you want to, not because you have to, but because you were born to. This path isn't for everyone. It's lonely, it's difficult, and at times it's unbearably silent. But it's yours alone. There will be moments when nobody understands your struggles, your vision, the fire burning in your soul. And that's okay. Walking alone isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your strength. You see, the greatest transformations don't happen in the noise. They happen in the silence. When the world turns its back, that's when you hear your true self. This is where you decide. Will you break under the weight of your dreams? Or will you rise? Look at the legends who inspire you. Every one of them walked alone. They endured rejection, loneliness, and pain before they ever tasted success. What makes you think your journey will be any different? When you choose to walk alone, you're choosing the road less traveled. It's not easy. People will doubt you. They'll laugh at your failures, tell you to play it safe. But you're not built for mediocrity. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out. When you walk alone, distractions fade. The noise dies down. And what remains? Focus. Focus is the weapon that separates dreamers from achievers. It's what turns ordinary men into extraordinary leaders. But resilience? That's built brick by brick, moment by moment. There will be days when your legs tremble under the weight of your dreams. You'll question if you have what it takes to keep going. You'll want to quit. But remember this, every step forward is a victory. Every fall teaches you how to rise stronger. Criticism is the soundtrack of success. The louder the critics, the closer you are to greatness. Don't waste your energy explaining your journey to those who can't see your vision. Silence their doubts with your actions. Let your results speak for you. Why do you walk this path? What drives you to keep going when others quit? Your purpose is your compass. It's the reason you wake up and push forward, even when the odds are stacked against you. Purpose isn't handed to you. It's discovered. It's forged in the quiet moments when you're brutally honest with yourself. What do you stand for? What legacy will you leave behind? Solitude isn't just about being alone. It's about transformation. In the stillness, you face your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. And in that fire, you grow. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest flames. Walking alone isn't forever. It's a phase, a necessary chapter. You walk alone to become the kind of person who attracts the right people. The strong, the focused, the driven. The gift of walking alone is discernment. You learn to value quality over quantity. One day, people will look at your journey and say, I want to be like them. But you'll know the truth. You didn't walk alone just to survive. You walked alone to build a legacy. The lone wolf doesn't just survive, it thrives. And in thriving, it shows the world what's possible. So keep walking, keep striving. Let the world doubt you, criticize you, ignore you. But let none of it stop you. For the path less traveled is the one that leads to greatness. When you think you've reached your limit, when the weight of your dreams feels unbearable, remember this. The strongest breakthroughs come at the edge of breaking. That's where ordinary ends and greatness begins. The path you're walking may be steep, and the summit might feel unreachable. But with every step, no matter how small, you are proving something to yourself. That you are more than the challenges you face. You are the architect of your destiny. This journey isn't about sprinting to the finish line. It's about endurance. It's about resilience. It's about igniting a fire so strong within you that no storm, no obstacle, no amount of darkness can extinguish it. The pain you feel now, it's a teacher. It's shaping you, strengthening you, sharpening you. Don't run from it. Don't fear it. Let it refine you. Every scar you bear is a testament to battles fought and survived. Each one is proof that you didn't back down, that you didn't give up when the world gave you every reason to. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally. Turn that pain into power. Let it drive you forward when the path gets tough. Let it remind you of the strength that lives within you. Imagine the version of yourself that emerges after conquering every fear, every failure, every doubt. That version is unstoppable. That version is waiting for you on the other side of struggle. When you walk alone, you're not just building dreams, you're building yourself. And that self will become a force so powerful, so unyielding, that nothing will stand in its way. Never forget why you started. Your vision isn't just a dream, it's a map that guides you through every setback, every failure, every lonely night. When you hold on to that vision, when you let it fuel every step, nothing can stop you. Purpose is the anchor that keeps you grounded when the storms rage. Purpose is what transforms struggle into strength. This is your moment. The moment you decide who you are and what you stand for. Will you let fear define you, or will you rise above it? The choice is yours. Keep walking. Keep fighting. Keep proving to yourself that you were born for something extraordinary. Let the world see the power of someone who refuses to quit, someone who refuses to settle. Because in the end, it's not about how long the journey was, it's about who you became along the way. And when the world finally recognizes the heights you've reached, they won't see a lone wolf, they'll see a legend. You feel that? That's your heart still beating. That means you still have time. Time to change, time to rise, time to stop waiting for someone to save you. Because nobody is coming. Read that again. Nobody is coming. Nobody's going to stop what they're doing just to check if you're okay. Nobody is waiting to hand you success on a silver platter. Nobody is going to magically make your dreams come true. You think life is waiting for you to feel ready? It's not. You think success is waiting for you to find motivation? It's not. And that's your greatest advantage. Because once you understand that nobody's coming, that's when you take control. That's when you stop waiting and start building. That's when you become unstoppable. There's a lie that most people live with their entire lives. A lie that keeps them stuck, broke, and unfulfilled. It's the lie that tells them things will get better on their own. One day my life will just fall into place. I just need to wait for the right opportunity. But the truth? Nothing changes unless you change. Nothing moves unless you move. Nothing happens unless you make it happen. Most people waste their lives waiting for some perfect moment, but the perfect moment never comes. They wait for motivation before they take action. They wait for the right time before they start. They wait for approval before they believe in themselves. And do you know what happens? They wake up one day realizing they've wasted years doing nothing. Opportunities gone, dreams forgotten, potential wasted. Because while they were waiting, someone else was out there grinding. Someone else was working harder. Someone else was making sacrifices. Someone else was moving forward while they stood still. And then, one day they look at that person and think, wow, they got lucky. Luck had nothing to do with it. Action did. And there was a man who spent years waiting for luck, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to notice his struggles and give him a break. Every day he told himself, maybe tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow never came. Not because the universe was against him, but because he never moved. He watched others succeed and whispered, they had it easier than me. He scrolled through social media, drowning in self-pity, thinking, if only I had their opportunities. He waited for someone to believe in him, someone to recognize his potential, someone to show him the way, but nobody did. Then life hit him harder than ever before. He lost everything. His job, his relationships, his confidence. And for the first time in his life, he realized something brutal. No one was coming to save him. No mentor, no miracle, no perfect moment. And that realization, it broke him, but then it built him. Because in that moment, he had two choices: stay down or fight back. And this time, he chose to fight. He woke up earlier. He worked harder. He stopped making excuses. He stopped blaming his past. He stopped looking for an easy way out. And guess what? Slowly, everything started changing. Not overnight, not instantly, but day by day, decision by decision, step by step. Because he stopped waiting and he started doing. Success isn't about being the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. It's about being the one who refuses to quit, the one who shows up when no one else does, the one who works when others sleep, The one who falls and gets back up so many times that failure gets tired of trying? Most people never make it because they're waiting for something that will never come. But let me tell you something. Nobody cares about your excuses. You think the most successful people had an easy path? Number. They started when they had nothing. No money, no support, no one clapping for them. But they had one thing that separated them from the rest. A decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop blaming. A decision to stop hoping and start doing. And guess what? That's all you need too. Everyone has a breaking point. A moment where they finally snap and say, enough is enough. For some, it's when they hit rock bottom. For others, it's when they realize they're running out of time. The question is, how much longer are you going to wait? Are you going to wait until you've lost everything before you take action? Are you going to wait until you're drowning in regret before you wake up? Are you going to wait until it's too late? Because make no mistake, time is running out. Every day you waste is a day you'll never get back. Every opportunity you let slip away is gone forever. The clock is ticking, and every second that passes is a second closer to the life you'll never get to live. So what's it going to be? You've been waiting for a sign? This is it. You've been waiting for someone to push you? I just did. Now the only question left is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep waiting for someone to believe in you? Or are you going to start believing in yourself? Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your excuses. But one day they'll care about your results. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, get up on the first try. When you feel like quitting, push one more time. When the doubts creep in, shut them up with action. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more hoping that life will magically get better. You're either building your dreams or letting them die. And the only difference between the two, what you do next. Because the truth is simple, nobody is coming to save you, but you don't need them to, because you were built to save yourself. This is your life. This is your fight. This is your moment to take back control. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll go back to their old habits. They'll keep waiting, keep hoping, keep making excuses. But not you, because you know better, because you refuse to settle, because deep down, you know you were meant for more. So don't just listen to these words, act on them. Don't just feel inspired for a moment. Turn that inspiration into action. Nobody is coming to save you, but you don't need them to. Because starting today, you're going to save yourself. Right now, as you listen to this, someone else is out there working. While you sit back scrolling through distractions, someone is grinding. While you make excuses, someone is pushing through. And here's the brutal truth. Life doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't wait for your motivation to kick in. It doesn't stop because you feel tired, because you feel lost, because you're waiting for the right time. The world moves forward, with or without you. And the only question is, are you moving with it? How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? Be honest. How many times have you convinced yourself that you'll do it later? And now look at where you are. Has anything changed? Have you made real progress? Or are you still stuck in the same place telling yourself the same lies? This is your wake-up call. No more waiting. No more excuses. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can waste money and earn it again. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But time, once it's gone forever. And yet people throw it away like it's infinite. Think about the last year. What did you do with it? Did you grow? Did you push yourself? Did you chase after what you really wanted? Or did you waste it, convincing yourself that you had more time? Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. And before you know it, another year is gone. And the worst part? You can't rewind. You can't go back and fix it. The regrets pile up, and the weight of all the things you didn't do starts to crush you. You don't get extra time just because you wasted what you had. Life doesn't hand out second chances like candy. And yet, here you are, acting like you have forever. You don't. And if you don't start treating time like the rare, precious resource that it is, you will wake up one day and realize that you wasted the most valuable thing you ever had. No one wants to feel that regret. The regret of knowing they could have done more. The regret of knowing they had everything they needed to be great, but they didn't use it. And yet most people choose that regret over discipline, over effort, over sacrifice. Why? Because regret is easy. Discipline is hard. But let me tell you something. Regret lasts forever. The pain of hard work, it's temporary. The soreness, the struggle, the exhaustion, that all fades. But regret, it stays with you. It haunts you. It eats at you day after day. So what are you going to do about it? If you're serious about changing your life, commit right now. Drop a comment below and say, I'm done making excuses. Make it real. Hold yourself accountable. Right now, 2 people are waking up at the same time. Same potential, same opportunity. One of them gets up and pushes through. Even when they don't feel like it, they show up. They do the work. They get stronger, smarter, better. They grow. The other? They snooze the alarm. They tell themselves they'll do it later. They scroll through distractions. They complain. They dream about success but never take action. 1 year later, one of them is unrecognizable. Stronger, sharper, more disciplined. The other? The same. Stuck. Regretful. Watching from the sidelines. Wishing they had started when they had the chance. And the truth is, every single day, you are choosing which person you want to be. Are you going to be the one who gets up and puts in the work? Or the one who stays stuck, wishing, hoping, but never doing? Because the choice is yours. And whether you realize it or not, you're making that choice every single day. And if you're ready to make the right choice, take the first step. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this is just the beginning. You either suffer the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. And if you don't believe me, look at anyone who has ever achieved greatness. Do you think they got there by taking it easy? By waiting until they felt like it? Number, they showed up day after day, whether they were tired, unmotivated, or unsure. They worked through the pain, the setbacks, the doubts, because they knew that regret is far worse than hard work. Think about the people who have reached the top. The athletes, the entrepreneurs, the visionaries. Do you think they got lucky? Do you think success was handed to them? Number, they paid the price. And the price was discipline. The price was sacrifice. The problem is, most people don't want to pay that price. They want the results, but they don't want to put in the work. They want success, but they don't want to suffer for it. But that's not how it works. If you want to be great, you have to give up what's comfortable. You have to let go of distractions, of laziness, of the things that are holding you back. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment because there isn't one. The perfect moment is now. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can close this and go back to the same old habits, the same excuses, the same cycle. Or you can decide right here, right now, that this is it. That today is the day you stop waiting and start doing. That today is the day you stop making excuses and start making progress. It's easy to talk about what you're going to do. It's easy to dream about success. But the scoreboard only counts execution. So what's it going to be? Will you stay stuck in the same place, watching others pass you by? Or will you finally rise up and take what's yours? Because time is running out. And when it's all said and done, when your story is written, will it be a story of discipline, resilience, and victory? Or a story of wasted potential, missed opportunities, and regret? The choice is yours. If this message hit you hard, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You might just change their life. You keep saying you're tired. Tired of what? Tired of trying? Tired of working? You think life is just going to hand you what you want? Nobody's coming to push you. You have a choice. Lock in or stay average. Winners don't talk about what they're going to do. They just do it. They don't wait for motivation. They don't need inspiration. They get up. They move. They execute. Because success is rented, and rent is due every single day. So get up. Get moving. No more waiting. No more excuses. Because the clock is ticking, and your time is now. If you're truly ready to change your life, commit right now. Comment "I'm in" and take action today. Let's be real for a second. Have you ever sat back and wondered why your life isn't where you want it to be? Why you keep setting goals but never seem to reach them? Maybe you tell yourself it's because you weren't born into the right circumstances. Maybe you think it's because you don't have the right resources, the right connections, or the right opportunities. But let's cut through the noise. Let's be brutally honest. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you, not your past, not your family, not your lack of money, time, or support. It's you, your choices, your discipline, your mindset. Because the truth is, success isn't some lottery ticket that only the lucky ones win. It's not handed out to a chosen few. It's earned, it's taken, it's fought for. But here's the problem. You've been waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for motivation to kick in. Waiting for things to get better before you take action. But guess what? That moment isn't coming. It's never been about the perfect timing. It's never been about luck. It's about who's willing to put in the work when no one else will. Think about this. Every time you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, you're making a deal with failure. You're choosing comfort over progress. And comfort? That's where dreams go to die. Break the cycle. If this is hitting you right now, if you know deep down you've been holding yourself back, type "no more excuses" in the comments. Make that promise to yourself right now. The real enemy, your own mind. You think your struggles are out there. You think your life is hard because of what's happening around you. But what if I told you that the real war is happening inside your own head? You see, every single day, you have two voices battling for control. One voice is weak. It tells you to take it easy. It tells you to hit snooze, to skip the workout, to push off your dreams for just one more day. That voice whispers, relax, you deserve a break. You'll have more energy tomorrow. This one little decision won't matter. And every time you listen to that voice, you make it stronger. You give it power, and before you know it, that voice becomes your reality. You become the person who always quits, the person who never follows through, the person who looks back in regret, wondering why their life never changed. But there's another voice inside you, a voice that doesn't make excuses, a voice that doesn't settle for average, a voice that pushes you even when you don't feel like moving. That's the voice of discipline. And the moment you start listening to it, your entire life will change. Because discipline doesn't care about how you feel. Doesn't care if you're tired, if you're scared, if you're uncomfortable. Discipline gets up anyway. Discipline does the work anyway. And that's why the most successful people in the world don't operate on emotions. They operate on discipline. They don't wait for motivation because they know motivation is unreliable. They show up even when they don't feel like it. And because of that, they win. Commit to discipline. If you're serious about making a change, hit that like button. Show yourself that today is the day you take control. The rule that will change everything. Right now, I want you to decide something. Who are you going to be? Not next week, not next year, right now. Are you going to be the person who dreams about success but never chases it? The person who always talks but never takes action? Or are you going to be the person who actually makes things happen? Because here's the truth. The ones who succeed in life aren't the smartest. They're not the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They don't let fear hold them back. They don't let setbacks break them. They don't let discomfort stop them from moving forward. And you know what? Every single person you admire, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every champion, they all started out just like you. They weren't born special. They didn't have all the answers, but they had one thing most people don't. They took action. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait until they were ready. They just started. And that's why they made it. But you're still waiting. You're still hesitating. And that hesitation, that's the only thing keeping you from everything you want in life. Because here's the rule. The only way to win is to start before you feel ready. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they never begin. They spend their lives waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity, and that waiting destroys them. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Stop waiting. Start now. Do it scared. Do it uncertain. Do it messy, but do it. Because the longer you wait, the longer you delay your own success. Declare your commitment. If you're done with excuses, type "I'm in the comments. Let's build a community of people who refuse to quit. Final message, no more waiting. This is your moment, right now. No more putting things off. No more waiting for the right conditions. No more hoping success just magically happens. Because it won't. Success is earned. It's fought for. It's taken by those who refuse to accept anything less. So from this moment forward, you don't let your emotions control you. You don't let fear stop you. You don't let discomfort break you. You do what needs to be done. Every day, no matter how you feel. Because at the end of the day, the world doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about results. So get up, get moving, get to work. Your future starts now. Keep the journey going. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of 99% of people. And remember, this journey doesn't stop here. Now go. Prove to yourself what you're capable of. You feel that? The weight on your shoulders, the thoughts racing through your mind, the quiet voice whispering, just take it easy today. That voice is the enemy. It's comfortable, it's safe, but it's the enemy of greatness. You're standing at the edge. Right now in this moment, you face a choice: to push through or to walk away, to rise or to fall. This is where demons are born, when everything inside you tells you to stop, when you're exhausted, frustrated, and in pain, and still you press forward. That's where you find your true self. That's where you unlock the beast within you. So I ask you, are you ready to take what's yours? The limits you believe in. Most people believe that their limits are set in stone, that once they reach a point, they've done enough. They believe there's a line in the sand they can never cross. That's a lie. Your limits are illusions. They were created by your mind to keep you comfortable, to keep you stuck in a world of mediocrity where you never truly experience what you're capable of. And it's time to shatter those illusions. It's time to break through the walls you've built. Every time you feel that hesitation, every time you feel your body screaming to stop, that is where you make your choice. Will you give in? Will you listen to the comfort of weakness? Or will you rise, push through, and claim what is yours? Pain is your greatest teacher. Every drop of sweat that runs down your face, every muscle that burns with exhaustion, is an opportunity to grow. The pain you feel in your body is your proof that you are doing the work, that you are becoming something stronger. So why do most people run from it? They are afraid. Afraid of what they'll become, afraid of facing their own potential. But here's the truth. Without pain, there is no progress. It is in the struggle where you learn who you really are. It is when your muscles scream, your lungs burn, and your mind begs you to stop that you truly begin to change. And here's the real secret. Pain doesn't break you, it shapes you. It forges you into something unstoppable. So when you feel that burn, that exhaustion, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Let it mold you into the warrior you're meant to be. You've heard the stories. You've seen the greats, the champions, the beasts who walk into battle without hesitation, who push themselves past human limits, and who stand tall in the face of adversity. You look at them and think, what do they have that I don't? The truth? They aren't special. They are simply people who have learned how to embrace the fight. They've learned that everything they've ever wanted is on the other side of resistance, and they are willing to face that resistance every single day. You want to be a beast? You want to stand among the strongest? Then you need to let the beast within you rise. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. Start now. This is the most important battle of your life. It's not the one you'll face in the gym. It's not the one you'll face in the ring, or on the track, or on the field. The battle you're facing is the one inside you. It's the war between the part of you that wants to quit and the part of you that knows your potential is limitless. It's the fight between comfort and growth. And here's the ugly truth. Most people lose this battle. Most people give in when the going gets tough. They stop when their muscles burn. They quit when their mind tells them it's too hard. But you are not most people. You are different. You are someone who understands that the struggle is where the real work happens. You are someone who knows that to achieve greatness, you must face adversity head on. So every time you feel weak, every time you feel like giving up, you have a choice. Will you keep going? Will you silence that voice inside you that tells you to stop? Or will you fall back into comfort and live a life of mediocrity? The price you must pay. Greatness doesn't come for free. It comes with a price. You will have to sacrifice comfort. You will have to give up sleep. You will have to face the pain. But every ounce of effort you put in now will pay off later. This is the price you pay to rise. But if you're willing to pay that price, if you're willing to make those sacrifices, then you will walk a path that others can't even imagine. Because the moment you choose to push through, when others quit, when others rest, that's the moment you step into a realm that only a select few can ever reach. You're not just training your body, you're building a legacy that says, I refuse to stop. A legacy that says, I conquered every challenge. A legacy that says, I am unstoppable. You think you're alone in this battle. You think no one else understands the pain, the struggle. But here's the truth. Every champion has fought the same fight. They've felt the burn. They felt the exhaustion. They've faced the demons in their minds that tell them to quit. But they didn't stop. They fought through the demons. They conquered their minds, their weaknesses, and their doubts. And that is why they are where they are today. So the next time you feel yourself slipping, the next time the demons in your mind start to speak, tell them to shut up. Tell them that you are stronger, that you are a warrior, that you will not stop until you've reached your goal. And when you look back at all the pain, all the struggle, all the sacrifices you've made, you'll know it was worth it. Because at the end of this journey, when you finally stand tall at the top, you will be unbreakable. And that is when you become the demon you were always meant to be. The journey ahead. This journey won't be easy. It won't be quick. But if you stay the course, if you stay disciplined, if you keep showing up when others quit, then you will become unstoppable. You will become the warrior that others look at and wonder, how did they do it? And the answer will be simple. You did it by never giving up. You did it by pushing harder than you thought possible, by continuing when everyone else took the easy road, by choosing pain over comfort, struggle over complacency. And when you reach that peak, when you've conquered every obstacle and broken every limit, you will stand alone. The only question left will be, who will you become? Because that is in your hands. You are the architect of your own legacy. You are the master of your destiny. Now, go and make it happen.